And the income statement of hotels as per the uniform system of hotel accounts. If you remember the last video, we discussed about how to prepare a schedule. Schedule is something similar to income statement, but it is related to what? Just an operating department. Here we are going to see how to prepare an income statement under the uniform system of hotel accounts for the whole hotel. Okay, we are taking a consolidation of the whole hotel. Now, here is the question. Agarwal Private Limited operates a three-rooms hotel in Delhi. You are required to prepare the income statement of the hotel and the uniform system of hotel accounts. So, under this system, this is how an income statement will appear. Okay, headings are particular, revenue, cost of sale, payroll and related expense, other expense, and income or loss. You can see what it means. And the question, yeah, here are the information given. See, the departments are given: rooms department, food and beverage department, telephone department, marketing, here and that it goes. Then, relating to each department, the informations are separately given. See here, the rooms department have a net sale of rupees 5 lakh. The salaries paid are rupees 50,000. Employees uniform, the amount spent for employees uniform is 35,000. For meals, 5,000 rupees are spent. Laundry service, 30,000 rupees are spent. For miscellaneous other expenses, it is 25,000. Similarly, for other departments also given. So, how we are going to prepare? You can see in the very first column. So, since the very first information, the data given is about rooms department, we can start writing about rooms department itself. So, the revenue of let's see what was the revenue earned from each department and how to find the income at last. So we are going to write the name of first department, rooms department. Yeah, let's see what's the revenue. Here, the first revenue, the first and the more foremost revenue is net sales, 5 lakh rupees. Is there any other revenue they have to leave? No, there are no other revenue related to rooms department all here. So we can conclude that the only revenue is rupees 5 lakh the net sales. So in the revenue column, we are going to write rupees 5 lakh. Then, okay, what is this? The next, the cost of sales. Remember, cost of sales will be there only when we have production, isn't it? This thing is the room department producing anything? No, it's just giving services, right? When we are giving services, most often we don't have cost of sales. See, here you will see cost of sales only in food and beverage department because it has production, isn't it? So don't expect cost of sale to happen everywhere. This space is to be kept empty. Pardon me. Okay, let it be left empty. If we put minus here, it will take in the formula. Leave it. Now we have what? The next is payroll and related expense as per the format. The next part is payroll and related expense. So we have taken the rooms department in consideration. The revenue of rooms department is rupees 5 lakh. Cost of sale is not there. Now we are moving to the payroll and related expense. Remember, payroll is related to whom? Employees. So every expenses related to employees should be summed and written here. Okay. We can see what all expenses related to payroll is given there. Salaries paid is rupees 50,000. Employees uniform is 35,000. We can expect that the meals will be related to employees, isn't it? Since nothing else is mentioned there, we can assume so. So, what is the total amount? Remember, when you are making an internal calculation, it is always better to give a working out. So, okay, since it's in Excel, I have convenience. I'm not going downwards. I'm just writing here. Okay, I'm just writing. I'm giving a heading rooms department. Before that, let me give a heading. It is working note. WN W that means it is a working note. Okay. Then we have the rooms department. Inside the working note, I'm writing the rooms department. Okay. So any calculation related to rooms department will be done. It is a best practice because unless that people don't know what you mean by that, some you have written there. I will give the another heading total payroll expenses. Just for my sake, I just want to know why I have written there. I will write here. What is the first thing about related to payroll? It is salary, of course. Salaries. The amount is how much? Yeah, 50,000 rupees is the amount. Then we have employee uniform. Employee uniform here. It is 35,000 rupees. Then we have meals. Since we are considering that meals was given as an what additional benefit to the employees, we can take meals here. The meals amount is 5,000. Okay, now what we can do? We can take the sum here. Since I have put comma, I can't directly take Excel sum. We can use calculators. The salaries paid was rupees 50,000. Okay, fine. Plus 35,000 for the employee uniform and also a 5,000 rupees. Totally, we have spent 90,000 rupees for the employees. I'm writing it here. Let me put it in a box. Let me make a board. That's the final sum. Okay. So here in the payroll side, we are going to just write 90,000. We know why we wrote this 90,000. We have made the calculation where in the working note. Better if you are drawing it after drawing enough space, after giving it enough space, write it here. Okay. I'm doing in Excel, so I have convenience, but in while you're writing in Excel, you won't have this much convenience. So make sure you do like that. So we have total payroll expense here, salaries. Yeah, we have taken 4 rooms department. Now it is asked what are the other expenses here. See, here there are some other expenses like laundry service and miscellaneous. So here I will write total other expenses. Now we have just two total other expenses, that is laundry, rupees 30,000, right? Rupees 30,000 and miscellaneous expenses amount to rupees 25,000. Okay. Now we can once again take the sum. I think we don't need a calculator here. It is 30,000 plus 25,000, 55,000. So I'm once again putting it in bold. We can write here simply 55,000, but we know we have made the calculation, we have written the calculation in the working note, so we can simply write 55,000. Yeah. Now, what we are going to do here, I will show you one thing. When you write revenue in a bracket, better write A. Okay. When you write postal sale, sorry, better write in a bracket B. When you write payroll and related expenses, better put a bracket and write C. When you write other expenses, better put a, oh my God, when you write other expenses, better put a bracket and write D. But don't put any sort of bracket and write E in income or losses. We want this much alone, A, B, C, D. Okay, fine. Now, what would be the income or loss? Income or loss would be, yeah. To find income or loss, you should minus A minus B minus C minus D. I think this would make things more clear. So the income of rooms department would be when we deduct, you can find that when you deduct these expenses from the revenue we generated through rooms department, that is 5 lakh minus 19,000 minus 55,000. Let me take the calculator. Yeah, we have 5 lakh rupees minus 19,000 minus 55,000. So we have generated an income of 3 lakh 55,000 from rooms department. Similarly, we are going to see the next department. What was the next department? Yeah, we have F and B department here. There, remember, the F and B department will always have two sales, two cost of sales. Why? The sales of food, sales of beverage, cost of sales of food and cost of sales of beverage. Just leave it. For us, we need to know what are the income, what are the expenses, that's all. If there are any other income other than sales mentioned here, no, just two sales are here, no other income is mentioned here. Now, when you do an exam, what do you have to do? Likewise, when you are, likewise, you have written the rooms department here, you have to write here F and B department. You have to write the revenue generated. Instead of total payroll expense, you should write the revenue generated. Write both sales and take the sum here. You should show that to make the person valuing the paper to clear. Now I am not doing it. I don't want to waste my time. I will directly do it. Okay, but understand what is the necessity of doing so. I'm writing here food and let me write F&B. If you better write food and beverage itself, okay. For saving time, I'm writing F&B department. And okay, what is the total of amount we earned in F&B department? We sold food for 2 lakh rupees. We sold beverages for 1 lakh 50. So in a total, we earned 3 lakh 50,000 rupees. Let me tell you one more thing. I have seen a practice where people used to write like this when you are writing in accounts. Please don't do that. Only do that when you are writing check. Okay. 3 lakh 50,000 rupees is there. Now, what's the next thing? We need to find the cost of sales. Yes, we have the cost of sale mentioned here. 50,000 for food, 50,000 for beverage. So total F&B department had a cost of sale of rupees 1 lakh, isn't it? After that, we have the payroll and related expenses. Is that mentioned here? Yeah, but not at once, isn't it? They are once again split in three. So what you have to do? You have to write here F&B department. The salary, it is given 30,000. Staff uniform, it is given as 10,000. Meals, it given as once again 5,000. So you have to take the sum like this. I'm not doing it here because I want to save my time, but in exam you have to do it. Salary is 30,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,000, that is 45,000. Okay, fine. Now, is there any other expense mentioned there? Yeah, other than that expense, there is something titled like expenses, that it is 5,000 rupees. Also, I have to write it here. Yeah. Other expenses amount to 5,000 rupees here. Now, once again, what we are going to do, A minus B minus C minus D. That means from revenue, we are going to deduct cost of sale, payroll expenses and other expenses to see whether we have made an income or loss through F&B department. Here we have an revenue generator of 3,50,000 rupees. From that, the cost of sale 1 lakh we will deduct first. Then we will deduct 45,000, the payroll and related expenses. Then we have to deduct other expenses, rupees 5,000. Finally, we got 2 lakh rupees from F&B department. That is the income. That means after deducting all expenses related to F&B department, we earn 2 lakh rupees from the department. Now, the third department would sound something weird for you, but understand there was a time where telephone was some business for hotels. Nowadays, everybody have mobile phone. This data is something taken from old, okay, and old data, so don't bother about it. Telephone department have sales. Why? People were allowed to make calls, telephone calls, and for that they have to pay on such times. Okay, you people don't know that. Okay. So what is the revenue generator from telephone department? The sale of rupees 40,000. So we can write here telephone department. What was the sale? 40,000 rupees. Yeah, we have a revenue of 40,000 rupees from the telephone department. Then payroll and related expenses. We need to calculate anything. They have given it directly. Is 10,000 rupees. They would have kept one person there to handle the telephone. He's paid 10,000 rupees. Then we have other expenses amounting to, wow, let me make it clear, 10,000 rupees. Okay. Other expenses, oh, sorry, I will written it here. That is not cost of sale. Other expenses is 10,000 rupees. So For the department, we have an income of 40,000 rupees, expense of 10,000 and 10,000. We need a calculator, isn't it? We don't need a calculator to calculate it. 40,000 minus 20,000, it is 20,000. Yeah. So from telephone department, we made an income of 20,000 rupees, isn't it? Okay, fine. Now let's see, is there anything else? Yes, there are other things, but remember, the next one is marketing department. Is marketing department an operating department? Remember, operating department is something that has its own income and its own expenses. Marketing department will never have its own income, isn't it? It contribute to the income, of course. It do a lot of work to increase our income, but marketing department, the individually don't have its own income. So it is not an operating department. Once you understand that you have completed the operating departments, you can take the gross income here. Okay, I'm going to take the gross income. Gross income. Okay, I'm going to find the gross income. How can I find the gross income? Nothing. I'm not going to take the total of anything else, but I will take the total of income alone. We can take the calculator once again. 3,55,000 is the income we sorry, 3,55,000 is the income we generated from rooms department, and 2 lakh rupees is the income we generated from where F&B department, and we have generated an income of 20,000 rupees from our telephone department. So the gross income we made is 5,75,000. Okay, this is the gross income, but remember we haven't considered all expenses. We are going to do that. After taking gross income, what we have that marketing department. Yeah, so we can write here. We can either give an heading here, or if not, it's okay because you have mentioned the gross income is calculated here. You can either mention that you are going to take the non-operating expenses here. Let it be there. We don't need to do. I'm not doing here. I'm simply writing marketing. Now, marketing don't have revenue. Then what else it has? Marketing has payroll and related expense up to 50,000 rupees. Is spending a lot on payroll. That means direct selling is happening here. Then what? Other expenses amount to 5,000, I think, isn't it? Yeah, 5,000 rupees. Other expenses amount to 5,000 rupees. Okay, since there is no revenue, we won't calculate income here. What is the next thing? Property operation and maintenance. Okay. For the property operation and maintenance, we have expenses, right? We have a payroll expense of 10,000 rupees. Okay. We have a payroll expense of 10,000 rupees. Fine. Then the other expenses amount to rupees 2,000. Okay, fine. Other expenses rupees 2,000. So once again, through payroll operation and maintenance, we are not generating any revenue, so we are not calculating income here. Then and nothing else. Okay, we have some other general expenses mentioned here. The cost of fuel, light and heat. Yeah, you can take it here. Fuel, you can write process, no problem. Cost of fuel, light and heat. Okay. What was the expense there? It was 25,000. You can't put it under revenue, cost of sales, or payroll. We can write it as what? Other expenses. 25,000 rupees is there. Then what? Rent of rupees 50,000 was paid, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it is a fixed expense. You must have seen where fixed expenses are separately treated. Don't worry. If you take it what continuously also, it is okay. If you want, you can mention you are going to write what fixed expenses. Don't write also, it is all right, but since format is mentioning like that, we are going to write here rent. What do you mean by fixed expense? I think you know it is repeatedly paid. Okay, it happens irrespective of production. Those expenses are known as fixed expenses. Even if you don't have, if even if the hotel is shut down, you should have to pay the rent, isn't it? So it is a fixed expense. What is the rent is 50,000 rupees. Okay. Then we have insurance. Even if our hotel is not running, not functioning, what should we pay? Yes, we should pay our insurance. So it is a fixed expense. The insurance expense, we can see it is around 5,000 rupees. Okay. The insurance expense. After that, we have depreciation. Yeah, depreciation is also a fixed expense. It happens irrespective of our production. Depreciation amount to how much? Depreciation is 10,000 rupees. Okay. 10,000 rupees. Okay, fine. Now, is there any other expense? No, there is no other expenses. We have considered all our expenses, isn't it? So we can draw a line. Yeah, we can draw a double line here. Double line in the sense it will come above and below. There's no outside products. Okay. Yeah, we are drawn a line here. Now we are going to take expenses after gross income. Since gross income, we have taken all expenses and considered here to find the gross income. What all expenses are there after gross income? Okay, for payroll, we have 50,000 plus 10,000, 60,000. Then for the other expenses, we can use calculator. I think there are many. 5,000 plus 2,000 plus 25,000 plus 50,000 plus, I think I made a mistake. Let me do it once again. 5,000 plus 2,000 plus 25,000 plus 50,000 plus 5,000 plus 10,000. Now we have 97,000 as the total of other expenses. Okay, now the income is same since nothing has happened to it. The income is same. Okay, now what we have to find? What we have to find the next level of income. After gross income, we are going to find the next level of income. Let me call it income before extraordinary items. Here, the income before extraordinary item is the income. Now we have the gross income as 5,75,000 rupees. So from this, we are going to deduct these two expenses. Okay. Then what will we get? Let me see, is 5,75,000 minus 60,000 minus 97,000. Remember, you have to do this where? You have to do this in your working note. Tell them how you found this 4,80,000. Okay, now we got 4,80,000. Now we can go back to the question and see is there anything else? Yeah. Here we have other item. These other item are otherwise known as extraordinary items. They won't happen every time. See, it is a profit on sale of assets. Will the hotel continuously sell assets every year? No, there is no such necessity to sell the assets every year. But these things happen extraordinarily, so it is called the income we generated from other operation of the business before considering these kind of extraordinary income is 4,80,000. So now we are going to consider the extraordinary item. What was that? Profit on sale of asset. Profit on sale of I said the amount was 75,000, I think. Yeah, 75,000. 75,000. Fine. Now, yeah, the last thing to be considered is income tax. So we will find a total here, right? That total, let me call that total as income before income tax. Before considering income tax, what's our income? We have to take the total. We can use a calculator. 4,80,000 plus 75,000. That is 4,93,000. It is 4,93, sorry, 93,000. Yeah, now we have got the income before income tax. That means we have just one more thing to consider, that is income tax. Tax. The rate of income tax was 25%, isn't it? You can recheck here. Yeah, the income tax rate is 25%. That means the 25% of our final income, 4,93,000, will be taken as, see here is percentage, equal to 1,23,250. 1,23,250 is the income tax we are paying. So the final income, we have on gross income here, we are going to find our net income here. Net income of the business after considering all possible income and expenses. The amount will be the final one. So we can give a thick outside border. That means we have to deduct from 4,93,000. We have to deduct 1,23,250. The amount is 3,69,750. 3,69,750. This is our final answer. So I know it was a little bit bigger. Anything else we have done? But if you take it seriously, it is very interesting thing, isn't it? We are considering everything of an hotel. Since you belong to this industry, you will love this. I hope so. So just have a look on what you have seen here. Just see if you understand everything. But if you feel any difficulty, please let me know. Okay. Thank you all.